Hey gang, Coach Jeremy Hirschkorn checking in. Today I'm sitting down with Danielle Stevenson, owner and trainer at JD Elite Fitness, right here in Bellingham. Danielle, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Good. Glad to have you here. A little bit of backstory just on how I know Danielle. We both went to Seaholm High School. If you want to travel back to 2001,
Yeah.
it's already been 12 years since we've been in high school,
hmm
which is crazy. And yeah, we've just kind of kept in touch over the years, and now she is part owner
hmm
of JD Elite Fitness.
Yep.
So just tell us a little bit about what is JD Elite.
So it is a cross training, circuit training facility here in Bellingham. So we have different stations at our gym, and we'll work out different muscle groups each day. So it's always changing. There's always kind of something new that's going on, but it's hard. But it's a quick way to kind of get a good workout. And so, yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years now, ever since we took over.
Awesome, awesome. So that was kind of my next question, is kind of a little bit of the story of how you came into the position to take on the gym.
Yeah. So it was previously owned by someone different, and that couple decided that they wanted to hang it up, and there was like 60 of us that were kind of freaking out. We were like, well,
You were already going to the gym then?
I was training there since I was 22, and it became such a big part of my life. And there was like 60 of us that were like, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to keep this family? This is how we stay in shape. How can we stay together? Though this person wants to move in a different direction, and so we all met at Aslan, literally to go through the different gyms that people had gone to. You know, where were we going to go next? You know, was it the same times? Was it the same style of workout? And Jacob and myself saw an opportunity to step in as leaders. And, you know, we hadn't owned a gym before. We're both athletic, but it was just one of those opportunities that just felt so right. And so we stepped in just maybe a couple weeks after the previous trainer left, and got new equipment, painted the walls, cleaned the place, and started on this journey that has just taken us to this amazing place where we are now. So it was almost by accident, but you know, everything kind of fell together to make it this like just very amazing opportunity.
Yeah, so it's kind of a all of a sudden sort of thing, right? Weren't
Absolutely.
ever looking to open a gym.
No, no. And when this happened, actually, you know, we were all just so upset that this gym, you know, this family that was created was no longer going to exist. And we were on vacation in Sun Peaks, and we were out to dinner, and then we just started talking about it. And our friends were like, you guys should do that. We were like, really? And then it just became this thing where every single moment that we had the opportunity, it was all that we talked about. You know, what our roles could be and what our experience was. And, you know, Jacob was, you know, he's been a basketball player forever, and Western Hall of Fame. And, you know, he has such a strong athletic background. And myself, I played volleyball, but, you know, I have been working out and going to classes and doing everything for the last, you know, 12 years. And so it just seemed like such a perfect fit, even though we were both doing completely different things in our career.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I think that's something that we definitely share, is that kind of like once you're done playing sports, it's kind of an easy transition to kind of go into training
yeah,
other people,
yeah,
because it's like this big like hole
it is.
of I used to do all this stuff, and now what?
Well, and that's what the gym felt like at that time. It was the one thing that felt similar to a team. You know, we work out in groups of 3. You know, there's accountability. You know, you have a coach or the trainer, and I just feel like that is something that changed my life when I was younger. And so when I could find that in a way that also kept me healthy and feeling good about myself, it was just such a perfect fit. But not seen at the time. I mean, it was, you know, he was going to hang it up, and I was like, well, you know, I guess I'm going to have to go to CrossFit or something. You know, I just didn't know what I was going to do anymore. I was like, what is, you know, I'm going to have to find a new family. And never thinking that it was something that maybe, you know, we could do and be successful at, but it was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that kind of being from the outside a little bit, noticing about what you guys have there is that family kind of community atmosphere that you're describing.
Yeah.
And you guys, so that was pretty well established already, and you kind of kept that rolling.
100%. I mean, I think that the community has always been the heartbeat of that place. And I think that that's probably what you would find anywhere else in the gym. I mean, and all other gyms, like you form a family there. And so when that was kind of established there a long time ago, it was really important to us to maintain that. And I think that, the person that I am, the person that Jacob is, that innately is going to happen in a community of people. Well, that's the driving force of it all. So, how so many businesses work is that, like, through word of mouth, there's this core group of people and they invite their friends and their friends. And so it's very similar people, similar mindsets, from all different walks of life, but kind of all valuing this community. And I think that for me, what's really important is that in a gym, it can be so intimidating for people to walk in. And, some people walk in, they've never even lifted a weight in their life. And
it's that vulnerability in kind of getting over that. And when you have people around you that you can be comfortable in that vulnerability with.
It's huge. I mean, I had a guy email me a while ago. He was he served in the Army, and he said that he lost someone from his unit, and he's like, this has happened many times before, but he said this time specifically, he's like, he came into the gym and there was smiles on people's faces, and he was a new member, and people were like, how are you doing? And good to see you today. And he's like, I sweated through the tears, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so real, and so genuine.
Those stories make it easy to kind of go to work every day, right?
Yep. Best job ever.
Yeah, awesome. So another topic I wanted to kind of move on to was, and it sounds like this was kind of, like you were saying, kind of all by just circumstance and accident, but being a woman business owner, and just kind of how that is already kind of a certain gender role. There's kind of expected things around, like men are more business owners, and even in personal training, even more. Totally a dude thing, right?
Yeah,
so for you, you're kind of breaking into two different things and kind of taking over. So I just wanted to see if you wanted to speak a little bit on what that experience has been like for you.
I think at first it was just really intimidating. I think originally I felt like I would play a more background role in the gym, and that I would just, and that Jacob would be the main driving force. But he had another job, so he was like, well,
You're on.
and he was really supportive and encouraging of that. And so I had to kind of fight for this confidence in that sense. It wasn't something that came very natural to me to. Even though I might be outgoing or I am a leader and I've had sports experience, that arena was not a very comfortable spot for me to be in, and to play this role of like the dominator. So I had to find my own way, and I just had to be like, I just have to be myself. I originally tried to kind of fit the mold of what a trainer is supposed to be like. What a woman is supposed to be like as a trainer. And then I was like,
that's not me.
Like, I'm just not that way. And so I think that the more I just became myself in it, in every single aspect of it, the more receptive it was to other people. So
totally, you can tell when people are being fake or being real, right?
Totally, yeah,
so, and I have a few close friends, as you know, that I've taken quite a few of your classes, and I know they kind of describe you as kind of the persona that you have in class as being, not necessarily demanding, but supportively demanding. And pushing people on, and kind of almost like a bulldog mentality with that. And you felt that was more natural than trying to be something else?
Well, after a while, I think that, like, especially with, like, your guy friends, especially, there's a way that I can talk to the women. Like, you can do this. Let's try a little bit more way. There's a way that I can really relate to a lot of the women, and not all the women need that. But with the guys, a lot of the times, like, I would say something, and they wouldn't really listen to me, and so I'm like,
you got to kind of kick them in the ass.
So after a while, I'm like, do I just have to be mean to you in order to get you to listen to me? So it became this, like, playful thing, which I can't say everything, because it's probably inappropriate to be on a podcast. But I started saying things where guys would be like, what did she just say to me? But it created this thing where, like, I have a high expectation. I am a woman. I am really nice. But, like, don't come into my class and slack around. Like, don't waste my time. Pay attention when I'm speaking. And I think that as I started demanding these things, because, you know, that's the expectation I want when everyone comes into class. It created this like, ooh, she's mad today, or oh, she just told us that we need to get bigger weight, so we better do it. But
She means
still
business.
knowing that I love them, you know, like I
Sure.
love you, even though like just don't piss me off.
Yeah. That's one of the most interesting things I find about coaching is understanding each person's needs and then trying to match that with your own style. It's kind of fun. It's challenging.
Super challenging.
And yeah, anytime you get a new person in the gym, you can kind of feel that same thing.
Yeah.
So kind of rolling off of that into kind of managing people's expectations. In the fitness industry, I hate using the term fitness industry.
know.
I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm not anti-fitness, but I'm like, it's become
It's become an industry that,
exactly
yeah.
right. So there's people that want all these different